All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is XCAL time again. We are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the XCAL season opener. And tonight promises to be a very exciting night. We've got a lot of pre-race interviews. Tonight, 280 laps around Charlotte, 420 miles, one of the longest races of the season. And it is the season opener. Last season, Luke Turpin was the champion, but Austin Edwards pulls off the most wins ever in an XCAL season. Is he going to be able to repeat? And remember, he started late in the season, so we could very well see him be more dominant tonight. And it is worth noting, if you're a fan of HTSAI, that car right there, one of the outlaws. Jim Johnson, also a member of BRR. There is somebody from almost every league we broadcast here. Austin Edwards is here. We have guys from Jones BS Racing in the field. We have the JNS Racing Consortium. 3 teams for a total of 10 cars. There's a ton of names you will recognize. You are not going to want to miss a single minute of this event. It is going to be non-stop action. This is one of the few races this season. They will run a fixed setup. It is essentially a plate race for these street stocks. That is going to make this a wild one. More exciting than Daytona and Talladega because these cars move a lot more than a cup car or a truck will. And let's get right into it with one of the biggest stories of not only tonight, but of the season. Late last season, Brandon Varney was put on suspension. He was unable to race the second part of the season due to an incident at Michigan. Last we heard, he has been away at XCAL rehab after shenanigans that occurred at Michigan. Brandon Varney is back in the house. Let's see if we can talk to him. Brandon Varney, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I am doing good, man. I have heard rumors about where you have been ever since Michigan, but give us the lowdown.
Fresh out of the old XCAL sensitivity training, we had a miscommunication and a disagreement, so they're pushing the old XCAL is life, XCAL is love, or whichever way you want to put it. So that's where I've been, just bettering myself for this season and hoping for the better.
Well, now, do you feel that you have bettered your season since the incident at Michigan? Are you calmer and a little bit more focused this season?
Oh, 110%. We're ready for this season, and I think we can make a push for a top 5 in points if everything can stay where it should be.
And how are you feeling about being back out on track with these groups? Any hard feelings, or are you just ready to send it around?
Nah, I got no hard feelings. This is a great group of guys, and I'm excited to be back.
All right, man. Well, it is great. Hopefully the rehab worked out for you. Hopefully you feel more sensitive. And do you have more sensitive skin now?
I'm not sure if a race car driver can have the sensitive skin that needs. I'm still going to get fired up. It's just part of my nature, but we just got to reel it in a little bit.
Well, just remember the most important thing, if you have that problem with your skin, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Sounds good, boss.
All right, man. Good luck and welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. Last season, the points battle came down to the last 2 or 3 races, but at the end, Luke Turpin came out on top. The last 3 races, he started pulling away and managed to come home as the champion after 30-plus races. And remember, these are not short races. These are long 400-plus mile events. He managed to survive. He managed to come out on top and had an epic season with some epic battles. Let's see how he is feeling about the upcoming season as well. Hey, Superman, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doc. How you doing?
Hey, man, really good. Well, you come into tonight with the championship, obviously sitting in your trailer because I saw you down there showing it off earlier. Are you going to be able to come out here and pull off a 2 championships in a row?
Well, I sure hope so, Doug. We had a really dominating like 2020 and 2021. So looking to back it up in 2022. I'm hoping I can run all the races and really put on a show for everybody.
Well, I know that it was a close battle for about the first half of the season, but that last 5 or 6 races, you really started pulling away, showing your dominance. Can we expect to see some dominance here early in the season? Are you going to be able to get pulled away early on, or are you just looking at the long game and trying to survive?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, Doug, I actually had some pretty terrible races last year due to like internet issues, getting wrecked out, that kind of thing. I want to avoid that, and that would really hurt me in the beginning of the year. So if I can just kind of put together some solid finishes early, I think they'll make the rest of the year good. And there's a lot of up and coming young guys, they're going to put up a good fight here. So, as they say, I hope they don't forget about me.
I am sure they will not forget about Superman. Good luck tonight. Good luck this season. And, hopefully you come out with a championship yet again.
That's the plan.
All right. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Luke Turpin comes in with the championship. As mentioned, he has been showing it off down in the trailer in the infield, letting everybody know, reminding everybody that, hey, I am the champ. You got to get past me. Now, the man that I would be most worried about is right there in the 18 car, set a record last season with the most XCAL wins in a single season. That is Austin Edwards, and he came into this season looking for a championship. He is going to be running the whole season, and things could get very, very interesting. Let's see how Austin feels. Hey, Austin, this is Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, I have to ask, man, you've gone from the last few months driving a little bitty 34 Legend cone car to driving one of these big street stocks. Do you remember how?
All I know is I went over the fence one day in North Wilkesboro in that little Legend car, and all of a sudden here I am at Charlotte Motor Speedway in a street stock. I'd call it a pretty good improvement. So
it is a big step up. Now, last year you set the XCAL record for wins in a single season, and that is despite not running a whole season. Can we expect to see you break that record again this year, and can we expect to see you in the championship hunt?
as much as I would like to say I can break more records this year, Doug, it is a lot tougher competition than last year. I was able to bring on board a couple of very, very good drivers along with me. Alex Grates, Kendrick Cryer coming back this year. So we've got a killer team out here with EHP. Sporting my own colors, my own number. Obviously, a big thanks to Paul Coleman with K2 for giving me my first shot at XCAL last season. But we're ready to run all 30 races this year. We're definitely going to be in the point chase. I have no doubt in that. But getting wins is not going to be as easy as it was last year. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
All right, man. The field is definitely a lot more stacked out here this season, and it is going to be tough. But, man, good luck. It's great to see you back out there and in a car that's not yellow and cone looking.
Yeah, well, it can't keep it that entertaining for that long, Doug. You know that.
That is true. All right, man. Good luck tonight, and maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane.
Hoping so. Thank you, guys.
All right, coming into tonight, sitting on the pole will be Mason Foster. He'll get to control the start of this race. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Mason as well. Currently third fastest on the track, I might add. Hey, Mason, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I do.
Hey, man, you come into tonight. You have got the pole here tonight, and I know you're one of the fastest on track right now. How are you feeling about starting up front?
I think it's good for the points and good to get a pole early in the season. I'm going to try and keep it safe and clean for most of the part of this race. Salvage what I can.
I know the last season when we saw you at these kind of plate races, you were really up front battling. A couple of times strategy kind of bit you. Is your team working on something new this season? What's the strategy going to be as far as the plate races are concerned?
For strategy, most of it's just seeing what it comes down to and then working on whatever strategy we need to get it done at the end.
Well, I know a few of your teammates didn't make it into the race. Do you have anybody in the booth spotting for you tonight to give you a hand?
Most of the time, anybody that can't race or doesn't make it spots for most of our team, whoever they can to help out.
Awesome, man. It sounds like you guys have a really great shot here tonight, and obviously starting up front gets you the bonus points and ought to help just a little bit, at least early on, keep you out of trouble.
Yeah, it's all about those points coming to the end of the season.
It definitely is. Well, good luck tonight, man. Good luck this season.
Thank you, Doug.
All right, Mason Foster will start up front when we go green, and we go green in 2.5 minutes. You guys have just enough time to run to the snack bar, get something to eat, get something to drink. While you're standing in line, please hit the share button, and don't forget to drop into the comments section. Let us know who you are cheering for tonight, which drivers, which teams. Got a lot of folks in already cheering on their favorite drivers here. Jason Rome appears to be a little confused. Jason, that'll never get old, and it won't stop being funny, bud. All right, this is the beginning of a 30-plus race season here at Charlotte. And look who is back. It is Pistol Pud Soper, currently second fastest on track. And a lot of new names in the field, a lot of familiar names, and a lot tougher competition. You heard every one of the drivers we talked to say the competition. Wow, Aiden McConaughey. And look at the save by McConaughey. Oh, almost had it saved. I shouldn't have said anything. A lot of new names in the field, a lot of familiar names, and you heard the drivers talking about it. Some of these names, really the competition has stepped up for this season. One of the longest running leagues on iRacing. $5 Tuesdays. These guys are racing for purses in excess of $200 just about every week. 60 drivers attempted to qualify for this race. 43 made the feature. Hey, thank you, William. Appreciate you, buddy. And Steven cheering on Mason Foster. Mason starting up front. He had a rough middle of the season last season. It was talked about a lot, but man, the way he turned his season around, the second half was really, really impressive. Worth noting that the J&S consortium, J&S 1, 2, and 3, that is now a the consortium is 3 teams, 10 total cars. Watch for them. We knew that was coming. They could be a force to be reckoned with all season long. As practice comes to a close, we're getting ready to go racing. Qualifying order was set by the heats over the last few days, so these guys don't have to qualify. They just got to come out here and race. Mason Foster will start up front with TJ DeBlasi, Tyler Gelbert, and Ryan Henderson on the second row. Tyler Batchelder and Richard Holiday on the third row. Aiden McConaughey, Austin Edwards on the fourth row. Pat Sullivan and Alex Hallinar rounding out the top 10. PDJ Zeller is starting out there. He is in 11th. Kenny Tripp going for 12th. 13th is Jackson Lewis. Blake Wynn is 14th. Jose Godino is in 15th. Steven Rex in 16th. Kyle Bartles 17th. Sean Patrick 18th. Kendrick Cryer in 19th. And Johnny B. John Brancaccio in 20th. Ryan Pud Soper starts 21st. Joe Campbell in 22nd. Luke Turpin, Superman in 23rd. And Rodney German in 24th. 25th is Robert Colgan, Chris Johnson 26th, Alex Gangler 27th, Brandon Varney returns tonight in 28th, Jorge Bustos in 29th, and 30th is Alex Krapser. Rafael Simpruge is 31st, Sean Andrews 32nd, 33rd is Edmund Jones of Jones BS Racing, and Daniel Miller 34th. 35th is Jonathan Bergeron and Jeff Edgar 36th. The field is rounded out by Alex Greats and Josh Doobie Albie Hewins, Jim Johnson, Art Hendren, Chase Johnson. They all round out the 42-car field here tonight. It promises to be an amazing, amazing race here tonight. A great way to start the season as they pace around. And Lacey out there cheering on Edmund Jones, and of course, Jason Rome cheering me on. Thank you, Jason. Now, we don't have Marty with us tonight. It is me solo, so any mistakes, well, that's all on me, I guess. So hopefully we get everything right all night long. 280 laps around Charlotte. Mile and a half high bank quad oval. 420 miles, and yes, that number is picked intentionally. As they come out of turn number 4, the pace truck is going to drop in. Mason Foster and TJ DeBlasi are going to bring him down. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air there. Down and away at Charlotte. The XCAL season opener is underway. Down into turn 1. Everybody, so far, so good. Remember, the race is race controlled. No automatic cautions by iRacing. Aaron Hillebush is the flag man here tonight, in control of everything. Back up front, looking up where Mason Foster is. Everybody comes out of turn 4. Lap 1 coming to a close. And looks like they might even be already on the bump draft. The 131 of Ryan Henderson looked like he was giving Mason a little push down the down the front straightaway. He is definitely pushing him down the back straightaway. TJ DeBlasi also getting some help down there on the bottom. A little bit of excitement there in about 9th place as PDJ Zeller, the voice of XCAL, currently running in 9th place, trying to make his way forward. PD is trying to run the entire season and run for a championship this year. It'll be rare that we hear him in the booth, but we'll get to cheer him on from up here. Dropping bombs, teammates, the 36 and the 28 there. Kenny Tripp, Stephen Rex. And it looks like they've got, I believe it is Sean Patrick right behind them as well. So the 3 dropping bombs cars all right there together, nose to tail. Austin Edwards set an XCAL record in wins last season. Currently running in 8th place. Doesn't have his EHP team together with him just yet. Up front, it is still side by side, nose to tail, all the way around the track. Track not exceedingly hot here tonight, thankfully, but these cars will still slip and slide, especially once the tire wear starts becoming a factor. Jackson Lewis back in 7th is the biggest mover so far. He started in 13th up to 6th. Looking through the field to see if we have any other cars charging towards the front yet. Alex Greats, who started back in, it looks like 37th, is now up into the top 30. He is in 29th there in the 17. Might be a driver to keep a close eye on tonight. Kenny Tripp currently running in 13th, just outside the top 10. One of the top drivers in XCAL last season, as well as Kendrick Cryer in the 48, currently in 16th. Up front, they are still too wide all the way around the track. It is still nose to tail. Take a quick look at some track info here as the track temperature currently 69 degrees. Air temperature currently 65 degrees, 70% humidity, only a 2-mile-an-hour wind though, so the massive push out of into turn 3 that you normally get from high winds here at Charlotte, not going to be an issue here tonight. Out of turn 2, the entire field goes. We've got a car sideways, managing to hold on to it. That was an amazing save, trying to see who the heck that was. That was Robert Colgan. Nice save out of Robert Colgan. Looked like he might have got a little bit of a push out of turn 2 and just managed to hold on to it and keep that car going the right way. Great driving by Colgan. Stephen Rex, currently, he started in 16th, currently running in 10th. He was one of the drivers that just had no luck late last season, but obviously trying to get off on the right foot here tonight. And of course, we in the booth are going to cheer on PDJ Zeller. Although if he wasn't racing, he'd be up here with us, so it's kind of a mixed emotion there when it comes to Petey. As they all come down through the quad oval, back into turn 1. Mason Foster has finally cleared and has the lead. Hey, good evening to Cortland. Jason Rome cheering on Doobie. Hey, good evening to Russell Worth. Cortland, I will get with you. I will have a couple of broadcasts Sunday, but I should have some free time Sunday afternoon. TJ DeBlasi currently in second. Mason Foster and DeBlasi have actually traded spots now. Well, no, DeBlasi staying down on the bottom. The 131 of Ryan Henderson, however, has moved up. And a few guys mowing the grass early, trying to protect that bottom line. Sean Andrews started in 32nd. He is on the move. He is currently up to 20th. Sean there in the 23 car. He is starting to make his way forward. He's got Chris Johnson, part of the Austin Edwards team, right in front of him. But Alex Grates has really continued his march forward. He is now up to 21st after starting in 37th. Good evening, Bryant DeYoung. And Danielle Sargent dropping in, cheering on the J&S Consortium, I believe is what we're calling it. All three J&S teams, 10 cars being fielded this season. What a field of drivers we have here tonight. It is 42 cars started the race together. Sean Andrews now up to 19th. Couple of other cars coming forward. Edmund Jones, Daniel Miller, both up 11 spots. They started in 33rd and 34th respectively. Now 22nd and 23rd, continuing to march their way forward. Part of that Edwards High Performance team. And look at the Edwards team right there. I guarantee you that once they find Austin, they could be a tough team to get around. The return of Brandon Varney. They're in the 1 car. He is currently running in 28th after going to XCAL sensitivity training in the XCAL rehab facility. One of the few races this season where every driver has the same setup. It is plate racing for these street stocks. Will make things interesting once we start seeing some green flag pit stops. "16 laps into the race, and everybody seems to be pretty patient. A lot of these drivers, a lot of the new drivers rather, have not experienced a race of this length. That will come into play later on, because some of these drivers, there were several times throughout the season, last season, where in post-race interviews, you heard drivers talking about how worn out they were, and they were used to this. They had been doing it all season long. These drivers that have not driven this length of a race, they are definitely going to be worn out by the end of the night. I think the broadcaster will be a little worn out too. Sean Patrick continues his march forward. He is now up to 10th. Pat Sullivan, another name we talked about a lot last season. He was one that came on late in the race, just magically appeared out of nowhere, quite often in the top 5. He is currently running in 8th. Tyler Batchelder, always a contender, currently up in 6th. Tyler Gilbert, also always a contender, still in the top 5. TJ DeBlasi was a newcomer late last season, joined the league, was here for the Massive Wheel PD event. If you missed any of last season's event, or if you missed the Massive Wheel PD, which was, quite frankly, epic, you can still find that on the YouTube channel. Russell Worth, I have to agree with you there, buddy. I enjoy some of these races, but the recovery, for me personally, takes a while. Oh, Danielle, excuse me. I am sorry, Danielle. Dropped in to tell us all the drivers from the JNS racing teams that made it in tonight. Joe Campbell, Sean Andrews, Ryan Henderson, Alex Crapser, PDJ Zeller, Mason Foster, Albie Hewins. And then tonight, the rest of the team helping out in the spotter stand. Gerald Thanos Poole up in the spotter stand. If you get in the way of a JNS car tonight, you might be in trouble. We could see a snap. Just saw a car struggling coming off turn 4. No caution, no incident, but looks like everybody survived what looked to be possibly the first caution of the night. Hopefully we see this thing go green flag. We did not see a single race go green to checkers last season. There were a few that came really, really close. And if you're new to watching XCAL, a couple of things worth noting. At 10 laps to go, there will be no waiver rounds. At 5 laps to go, Aaron Hillebush will hop on the mic and tell him green, green, green. There will be no cautions. With 5 to go, holy cow! Ryan Henderson makes a power move to the bottom and looked like he got a little out of shape on the way down. Now it's 3 wide back behind. A little bit of chaos up front. And look at that. The 04 catches a little bit of grass. That is Tyler Gilbert, and he got just enough of it to get that car a little bit out of shape. The last lap, I think we're starting to see tire wear becoming an issue here tonight. Pud Soper has come to pit road. Not sure what happened. I think that was Pud possibly dropping off track earlier. So Pistol Pud goes to pit road early. That's almost a tongue twister. Mason Foster still in the lead. Cars even starting to look to the apron. Pat Sullivan looks like his car might be struggling just a little bit here. Down the front straightaway, 25 laps completed. Everybody pushing and a lot of bump drafting going on up at the front. These guys will have to be extremely careful. That could impact the entire field. Again, XCAL, the premier street stock racing league on iRacing, and there are no fast repairs. If you can get it to pit road and get it repaired, you can come back out, but you never know what is going to happen here. That was one of the benefits Mason Foster had of starting up front early here tonight. Andrew, yes, 280 laps, 420 miles, and yes, that mileage is by design thanks to Aaron Hillebush. I have to concur with you as you ride along with Mason Foster. Russell, it is a great group to race with. I've hopped in some of their practice races in the past. It is extremely fun and extremely challenging considering the level of competition out here. Sean Andrews, who started in 32nd, has made his way all the way up to 12th. There he is in the 23 car. Sean is on a mission here tonight. Austin Edwards back in 11th place, waiting for the rest of his team to show up. Oh, wait a minute. Sean Andrews looked like he was going to make a move to the high side. Didn't take the run, though. John Brancaccio right back there on the high side. He drops down in front of Joe Campbell. And, of course, Joe Campbell is one of the J&S consortium. Not a lot of changes up at the front. Mason Foster, Jackson Lewis, Richard Holiday, Ryan Henderson, and Tyler Gilbert all in the top 5 still. Not a lot of changes up there, but man, you get outside the top 10, you've got guys like Sean Andrews who have marched their way through the field. Sean Patrick, who started 18th, now running in 10th. Brandon Varney, in his triumphant return after his sensitivity training, has made his way up to 18th after starting 28th. Another one on the march, started 34th, Daniel Miller, currently running in 19th. A lot of drivers really starting to make their way through the field, but once they get to the top 10, things definitely get a little bit harder. Once green flag pit stops begin, things will get very, very interesting. We'll see a lot of different strategies play out here tonight, and here's the question that always comes down to it. Luke Turpin is the king of fuel saving. He sits back there in 15th. I don't know how many races he won or pulled off an epic top 5 finish just based on fuel mileage last season, but he had several wins last season, and several of those based on fuel mileage. How much further can Luke Turpin go than everybody else? That is always a question. Even with this fixed plate setup here, he is still able to get longer fuel runs than everybody else. You have to wonder how many of these guys, how many of these teams spent a lot of time studying the replays, studying the broadcasts over the off season, learning Luke Turpin's tricks to try and extend their fuel mileage. Jackson Lewis up in third in the 4 car. Now being scored in second as they come off turn 2. He started all the way back in 13th. Richard Holiday started in 6th and is battling for the lead as well. Sean Andrews is going to crack the top 10 here after starting 32nd. He is the biggest mover of the race. Will get, if he can keep that roll, he will get a few bonus points out of that as well. But Joe Campbell and John Brancaccio, Joe Campbell, and Luke Turpin, all 3 of those cars have managed to connect and make their way to the front. John Brancaccio started 20th. He is in 13th. Joe Campbell started 22nd and 14th. And Luke Turpin started 23rd and 15th. Daniel Miller, we talked about him earlier, started 34th up to 7th. And Petey started in 11th, is back to 16th. Although I'm guessing if Petey just started talking a little bit, that car would probably speed up. Mason Foster, leading Team J, the J&S Consortium around, has led quite a few laps here and started up front. A little bit of a blink. Oh, Mason Foster having connection difficulties, could be given the black flag. Foster has dropped down to the bottom on the back straightaway. His internet just wonking out. He has gone from leading the most laps so far this race to falling way, way back in the field, trying to get his connection worked out. He has dropped down to the back of the field. He is still on track, but he lost a bunch of ground. Oh, just getting word from Danielle Sargent. Apparently the J&S Racing Consortium has been working during the off-season to save fuel. With the size of that team, the talent on that team, that could be trouble for everybody else. Richard Holiday now leading his first laps of the season. Jailbert in second. Jackson Lewis currently in third. The top 4 are single file. TJ DeBlasi and Stephen Rex back there. And we've got another one with a connection problem. Looks like it was Jackson Lewis blinking through 1 and 2. Tyler Gilbert drops down below, manages to pull back up before Jackson Lewis could close up the gap. With the level of competition up here, you do not want to make a mistake like that too many times. Stephen Rex is starting to move forward with his drop and bomb teammates. Sean Patrick right there with him. And here comes the 454 of Luke Turpin. Luke Turpin, Superman, last season's champion. Already making his way up toward the top 10. John Brancaccio has now broken into the top 10. And Sean Andrews in the 23 car has made his way up to 8th place after starting 32nd. Really surprised to not be seeing more cars working the high line early here. At the end of last season, we saw a lot of drivers in the final races at Charlotte. We saw a lot of drivers really work the high line early and work that line in quickly. and make that high line work for him. It looks like Dropping Bombs has that plan right now. Surprised that we're not seeing many more, though. Does look like EHP, led by Austin Edwards, might be getting formed up. He's got Kendrick Cryer right behind him. He's got Chris Johnson right there with him as well. The only teammate not with him right now is Edmund Jones, and Edmund is making his way towards the front as well. He is up to 27th after starting 33rd. It was a rough qualifying week. Always is the first week of the season. 60 drivers tried to qualify. Only 43 could make it in. And I just realized what is on Richard Holliday's car. If you're a fan of old Top Gear, you will remember an episode where they did a fly drive Holiday. And they drove from Florida up through Alabama, and in the middle of Alabama they had to pull over, decorate each other's cars, and try and get the other presenters badly beat up. And that is what his car is painted like. That is pretty cool. So huge shout out to Richard Holliday for running that paint scheme. I didn't even know that paint scheme was available. Back to the race. Looks like we've got some cars starting to make a move up on the high side and starting to work their way forward. Steven Rex is now being scored in 6th, battling for 5th, and that outside line is starting to build drivers. Additionally, Mason Foster looks like his internet has cleared itself up. He is currently back there in 27th. He had gone back further and is starting to try and make something happen up on the high side. Expect to see a few of these drivers try and get connected with him as well. Everybody knows at these plate races, Mason Foster always in the front. Always up battling for a win. Mid-pack, a lot of side-by-side racing. John Brancaccio, Daniel Miller, Luke Turpin, and Chris Johnson. All right there, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. All of them coming 10 or more spots forward. Sean Andrews, 23 spots to be exact. But Richard Holliday has the lead right now. Tyler Gilbert in 2nd, Jackson Lewis 3rd, Ryan Henderson 4th, Steven Rex in 5th. And starting to spread out as we approach lap 50. Should start seeing pit stops here in about the next 20 laps or so. Maybe sooner for some of the drivers. We'll have to see, especially the guys that have been up front battling. Steven Rex got a massive run down the back straightaway with the help from his teammate. Looks like Chase Johnson has just come to pit road. He came alone though, no help. I actually don't think, I think Chase might have had an issue. Replays brought to us tonight by the Flaming Karma Paint Shop. Did not see where Chase Johnson, a lot of drivers obviously having some connection issues. There's Chase down on the bottom. Could that be what the issue was? Did he drop down to the bottom just due to connection difficulties? Russell, I would have to agree. The cars that are having difficulty obviously put Ford motors in. Richard Holiday out front. Most of the field settling in. A lot of patience here early. A lot of on-track respect between the drivers. It is early in the season, though. Once some rivalries start to build later in the season, tempers will start to flare. And once we get back to short track racing, well, things will always get exciting. I can promise you, any of the races at Irwindale, whether it be inner or outer oval, those are always non-stop excitement. We learned something really important at Irwindale last season. At Irwindale Outer, you can actually take street stock 6 wide. Riding along with TJ DeBlasi. Down through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Everybody playing it pretty safe right now. Once pit stops begin, though, I think things are going to heat up a lot. 50 laps into the race. Let's take our first commercial break. And hey, guess what? We've got a little bit of a surprise for you. Something a little different for our commercials here tonight.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Yep, that's right. We have picture-in-picture, so you'll never have to miss a moment of the action again when we go to commercial. Still have Richard Holiday up front. Tyler Gilbert in second. Stephen Rex third, battling with Jackson Lewis. Both of those drivers up 10 or more spots. Sean Patrick has made his way up into the top 10. He is now up to 6th after starting 18th, trying to take 5th from Ryan Henderson. John Brancaccio now up in 8th. Sean Andrews back in 10th. 11th is Daniel Miller. Turpin 12th. Chris Johnson 13th. And look at this battle, as the EHP teammates have got connected and are moving forward. And the return of Brandon Varney going extremely well. He is now up to 16th after starting in 28th. Stephen Rex currently running in 4th place. He is the top running Dropping Bombs car right now. did have Mason Foster as the top running JNS car. After some connection difficulties, he got waved to the back of the field. He is back in 25th, trying to make his way forward. And we mentioned it earlier on, but a lot of different leagues that we broadcast here have members in the race as a lot of new drivers come into the field. There is Jim Johnson, who runs in both Outlaw United and in BRR. You got guys like Edmund Jones, who runs the Jones BS Racing League. And of course, there is Austin Edwards, who is the cone car for the Jones BS Racing League. And a whole lot more, and a lot of these guys just happened to show up on Friday nights for the HTSAI Friday Fun League. Richard Holiday still up front, has not had anybody challenge since Mason Foster went backwards. Just a hunch that Mason Foster is hanging out right now. He had fallen back a little bit further, but has managed to get back up to 25th. I think he might just be playing it safe here early. Might see him start working his way forward here in a few moments. And look at this. PDJ Zeller has dropped all the way back to 24th. Hey, good evening, Richie. And now we're starting to get cheers for Austin Edwards, the driver of the cone car. Who'd have thunk we'd have a cone car being cheered for? Tyler Gilbert currently second, Jackson Lewis in third. The top three have stayed pretty much single file. Steven Rex trying to lead that outside line and get it built up. We've seen guys make moves forward on that outside line, but not a whole lot going on. Everybody playing it pretty safe right now. You know, we're talking about the cone car driven by Austin Edwards. When he comes back around, let's hop in the car with him. Austin Edwards did set the XCAL record for most single season wins last season. Looking to run for the title here this season and see how many wins he can pull off. Hopping in Austin's car out of turn 4 right behind Pat Sullivan. Comes down across the start-finish line. Down through the bottom of the quad oval. Off into turn 1, and look at the mess in front of him. Austin obviously playing it a little bit safe, a little bit patient. He is not trying to move forward at the moment. Down the back straightaway, staying on the bottom. Looks like we have a car blinking. Oh, look at the power move. And hey, look at the pretty logo on that car that just pulled a power move. Out of turn 4, back to the start-finish line. Austin did that lap in 36 seconds. But yeah, look at the logo there. Look at the logo on all those Edwards racing cars. That's so pretty. And I know a lot of the teams out here carrying the HTSAI logo. Thank you all so much. That is awesome to see on the track. Oh, a little bobble out of Sean Patrick out of turn 4. And the 08 right in front of him, Tyler Batchelder, had a little bobble. 64 laps in, tires are starting to wear. And that outside line really starting to come in, especially down the straightaways. As the 4 of Jackson Lewis has hopped up high, he's going to bring Steven Rex and the others forward. Late in the run, the high line starting to come in, and as the sun goes down, the track temperature is going to change. Let's take a quick look and see. Track temperature still holding at 69 degrees at the moment. Richard Holiday, one of the first times he has ever led an XCAL competition. He's got to be pleased with his run so far here. But Jackson Lewis leads that lap for the first time from the high side. Jackson Lewis drops down to the bottom and takes the lead away. Steven Rex on the high side uses the momentum. He is starting to pull up as well. That outside line really starting to come in. Jackson Lewis has got to be happy with the way this season's starting. So does Dropping Bombs. Here they come out of turn 1 and 2. I am not sure. I think Steven Rex might have been scored as the leader at the line. It was extremely close. Steven Rex now has some help. A 4-car line up top, and it looks like even more help is coming from behind. The 54 of Chris Johnson, he is starting to make his way forward. Hopped up to the high side and just started running his way toward the front. He is making it work. Down the back straightaway they go, and that outside line really has something going. Jackson Lewis currently in the lead, but man, look at this. Who's it going to be at the line? It looks like Steven Rex is scored as the leader at the line officially. This is forming up to be one heck of a race. About 70 laps into this battle, and a fourth of the way through the race, should start seeing green flag pit stops anytime. In fact, if Danielle Sargent is as awesome as I know she is, she'll drop in and give us a rough estimate on the fuel in the comments, because I did not get fuel data before the race. Thank you, Danielle. Sean Patrick up in third, up on the high side. Richard Holiday has been shuffled back now. And Tyler Gelbert now up in fifth. And look at this, Daniel Miller started in 34th place, currently running in 6th. They're in the 2.62. What a run that driver is having tonight. Ryan Henderson in 7th, and then Alex Grates. We talked about him early in the race when he had picked up 10 spots in the first few laps, and then we have just kind of forgotten he is there until he magically appears after starting 37th. He is currently up to 8th. Chris Johnson started 26th in 11th. Sean Andrews started 32nd up to 12th. Brandon Varney on his comeback is now up 12 spots to 16th. Edmund Jones started in 33rd. He is now up to 21st. Jonathan Bergeron, who started back in 35th, currently in 25th. And Jim Johnson started in 40th, is now in 29th. Danielle kindly told us roughly 80 laps on fuel. I wasn't expecting you to give any of your secrets away, but thank you, Danielle. So in about the next 7 to 8 laps, we should start seeing some green flag stops. Thank you so much, ma'am. So much going on with the new season. I forgot one of the most basic things. I said before the race, I thought I had forgotten something. Now I know what it was. I have to agree, that guy is really, really sneaky. Alex Grates is really on a tear. Some of these drivers really making their way forward. One name I do have to point out because I know how he is in these kind of races. That is Jim Johnson. He is one of the newcomers to XCAL. You saw him in the massive Well PD event. You can still watch that event on our YouTube channel. He started in 40th. He is up to 27th. One of the guys from Outlaw United and BRR Motorsports that is out here on track. He is up to 26 now, and he is one to watch come through the field in these draft type races. And speaking of season openers, we've got more this week as the broadcasts continue. Outlaw United Cup Series starts tomorrow night, followed by the Nowski Retro Truck Series also tomorrow night. Not a season opener, but that promises to be another awesome, awesome race. Thursday night, the American All-Star Dirt Series also starts. And a little sketchy up here at the front is some guys trying to make a hole and move down to the bottom line. Probably starting to see teams trying to get themselves connected and make their way down to the bottom, getting ready for the green flag stops. Down the back straightaway, everybody's still too wide. It had calmed down up front for a while, but now things are really starting to heat up as the sun goes down in Charlotte. Looks like Jonathan Bergeron hopped to pit road. And we've got cars trying to make it 3 wide. The 17 of Alex Gates tried to stick the nose in. Couldn't get enough momentum yet. The 54, Chris Johnson, right there with him. Couple of drivers starting to show a little bit of connection difficulty. Hopefully it will disappear on its own. Chris Johnson, one of them. Sean Andrews, another driver making his way through the field rather quickly. Chris Johnson with the blink has started to fade back a little bit. Race control telling him get it under control or get out of the way. And look, there in the flagman stand, that is President of XCAL, Aaron Hillebush, running the flag tonight. He did say he was concerned about falling asleep in the flagman stand if this thing stayed green. We're 80 laps into this thing, no cautions yet, but these kind of races, once the green flag pit stops start, anything can happen. Some drivers will try and extend their run just to avoid the chaos. And maybe, just maybe, pick up some spots. We've got cars hitting pit road. Jorge Bustos is on pit road. A little surprised by some of these drivers coming to pit road alone. It is definitely going to hurt when they start coming back up to speed. Chris Johnson has jumped to pit road probably due to the connection issue. Jackson Lewis is in the lead now. None of the lead pack has come to pit road yet, but look at this. Brandon Varney, he has snuck his way forward. He is up to 9th now after starting in 28th. Apparently, that sensitivity training in the XCAL rehab facility has definitely paid off. Jim Johnson has suddenly towed to the pits, as has Edmund Jones, Pud Soper, Austin Edwards, all on pit road. Green flag pit stops well and truly underway, but looks like a lot of individuals. Sean Patrick now on pit road with Daniel Miller, Alex Grates. A lot of cars starting to come to pit road. John Brancaccio coming to pit road. Knowing that a lot of these drivers are starting. Aiden McConaughey is on pit road. Art Hendren is on pit road. And here we go as the leaders start to come to pit road. Jackson Lewis is down. Keeping a close eye on the drivers, and especially the driver there in the 454, Luke Superman Turpin, last season's champion and the king of fuel saving in XCAL. At least last season, somebody is probably looking to unseat him this year. Luke Turpin to the lead for the first time. Brandon Varney stays in second. Ryan Henderson on pit road. Sean Andrews on pit road. Joe Campbell on pit road. It looks like a lot of the J&S team is coming to pit road together. They'll take tires and fuel. However, the question mark does become, do they take 4 tires? Do they take 2 tires? Most of these drivers will only take left side tires one time tonight. Brandon Varney is coming to pit road. Superman is on. Oh no, the 04 is a red. He saves it. How did he pull that off? Tyler Jalbert, what a save coming to pit road. Holy cow. He definitely locked him up on his way in. Let's see if we can get another look at Tyler Jalbert's pit road entry. Here comes Tyler Jalbert in the 04, and I think he might have gotten clipped. But he manages to pull that together. That is Tyler Jalbert pulling the Charlotte Drift. And thanks to Flaming Karma Paint Shop for sponsoring all of our replays for the race. Everybody is on pit road now. I mean everybody. There's very few cars left out on track. I think Chase Johnson is still out there. Yep, Chase Johnson has already been to pit road, but he pitted on lap 43. Everybody in front of him, he might have a chance to get a lap back here. Could Chase Johnson be running a slightly different strategy than everybody else here tonight? Rodney German also out there. Chase Johnson comes past pit road. He is moving positions up very quickly. He is in 14th now. Could this be part of his strategy, the early pit stop, giving him an opportunity? And it looks like his early pit stop was very, very quick, but quicker was TJ DeBlasi, who's now coming off pit road. And a lot of cars starting to get back out on track and start sorting out where everybody is. Currently, TJ DeBlasi, though, scored in the lead. TJ pitted on lap 86. It looks like he has to come back down. I don't think he got his pit stop completed. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson, who pitted on lap 43, is currently in 6th and moving up. Luke Turpin now coming off pit road. A lot of drivers starting to come back up off pit road now. We might see a little bit of chaos here as they try and reform their groups. And there is Superman Luke Turpin pulling back out on track. Right in front of Chase Johnson. Luke Turpin still trying to come up to speed. He'll drop in behind these two drivers. Chase Johnson still has the lead. He'll be able to go roughly another 40 laps before needing to pit. Currently, that puts Chase Johnson a lap ahead of Luke Turpin. If a caution comes out, Chase Johnson is definitely in the catbird seat. This could be the strategy. As everybody starts to come off pit road, the 3 lead cars. Chase Johnson in first, Rodney German currently being scored in second, and Jonathan Bergeron in third place. All have at least a 1-lap lead over fourth place Luke Turpin. Luke Turpin currently in fourth. Then it is Jorge Bustos in fifth. Alex Krapser in sixth. Mason Foster, after the problems with his connection earlier, a quick pit stop has got him in seventh. Jackson Lewis in eighth. Kendrick Cryer now up to ninth, and Richard Holiday in 10th. Mason Foster leads a 5-car group around one of the currently the biggest group in the top 15. They will pick up a lot of ground and catch up to Alex Krapser very, very quickly. Mason Foster, Alex Krapser, both members of one of the JNS consortium teams. And Pistol Pud is behind the wall due to a power steering pump failure. Richard Holiday in that group. Alex Greats in that group in 11th. Then you have to go back, and there is Tyler Batchelder, leading Tyler Jailbert, Brandon Varney, Ryan Henderson, Sean Andrews, and Austin Edwards, as well as Stephen Rex. That appears to be the biggest group on track. Blake Wynn back behind in 19th with Joe Campbell and Pat Sullivan, 20th and 21st. Then another group led by Aiden McConaughey. PDJ Zeller in 23rd. Jim Johnson now up to 24th. Kyle Bartles 25th. Daniel Miller 26th. John Brancaccio 27th. Jose Godino 28th. Kenny Tripp 29th. And Alex Hallinar in 30th. As they continue to sort it out after pit stops. Luke Turpin, the highest running driver that hit pit road around in the 80s. Let's just say somewhere in the 80s was the one to hit pit road. He is the highest running car right now. It looks like Pistol Pud's wheel has disconnected. He can't get it to reconnect. He may be done for the night. As we approach lap 100, we are going to take our second commercial break of the night. It has been green flag since the race began. First round of green flag stops has been completed. Chase Johnson has the lead after stopping 40 laps before everybody else, hoping for a caution here. Stick around, don't go anywhere. We have commercials picture in picture now. You won't miss a minute.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Green flag pit stops completed. About to complete lap 100. Luke Turpin is the highest running car that pitted from lap 80 to 90. Chase Johnson pitted on lap 43, currently in the lead. He started in 42nd, so he is hoping for a caution and to come out way ahead on this deal. Luke Turpin back in fourth. Alex Crapser in fifth has been caught by the group led by Mason Pud. Pistol Pud is back out. His wheel is working. Alex Crapser was leading a small group, and Mason Foster, his teammate, had a bigger group behind. That bigger group has caught up, so several J&S cars now together in the top 10. Kendrick Cryer in ninth. That is a name we all recognize from last season. He is currently running in 7th place after starting in 19th. Mason Foster, connection issues earlier, dropped back as far as 30th, has made his way back into the top 10. Jorge Bustos, another new driver this season, started 29th, currently running in 9th, having a great night. And Alex Grates, another one of the XCAL rookies, who started in 37th, has made his way up into 8th. Pistol Pud just drop it into the comments to let us know he's fixed. He is back out on track. And while these teams do not have fast repairs, they are running over 30 races this season. Every point will count before the season comes to an end. So even getting back out there several laps down, you could still make up a lot of points here. Mason Foster's recovery has put him in the top 10. Early leader Richard Holiday currently in 11th. Tyler Gelbert in 12th. And Brandon C. Varney in his return to XCAL competition currently in 13th. Sean Andrews was marching his way forward through the field earlier. Started 32nd up to 15th now. Looking through the field to see some more of the names out there. Joe Campbell, who started in 22nd, currently running in 21st. He was further up before the pit stops. Look for him to make his way forward and join the rest of his team as well. PDJ Zeller, the voice of XCAL, started in 11th. He has dropped back to 23rd. Jim Johnson, who started in 40th, is now running 24th, up 16 spots. I mentioned him earlier. He is one of those guys that at a plate track in a long race, he is never one to count out here. Daniel Miller, another one on the move. He is started in 34th up to 26th. And Art Hendren, it is great to see Art Hendren doing well. He started 41st, currently running up in 36th. Art had several times last season where he had good runs and just colossally bad luck. Conversely, there were times where early in a race he would get wrecked and be out of competition. But Chase Johnson, on a little bit of pit strategy, now has the lead, has a several lap advantage. The question is, how long can Chase go? He should be able to reach about lap, doing some quick math here, I believe around lap 128, he'll need to come to pit road. Will there be a caution before that, or could we see possibly the first ever XCAL race that goes green to checkers? What an epic season opener that would be. Luke Turpin following the leader around. Alex Greats currently running in 5th, leading that pack around. But the biggest team in this group currently is Alex Crapser and Mason Foster, two of the J&S Consortium cars. Looking through the group, I don't see, it looks like there are 2 EHP teammates in that group as well. So 2 teams have 2 teammates in that field. And currently the teammates are separated. Alex Crapser currently second in line behind Jackson Lewis. Mason Foster back in 9th. He is 5th in line. Kendrick Cryer at the back of the pack and his teammate just ahead. Is Alex Greats. And you had to know, if Austin Edwards puts this driver in that car, he is going to be somebody to watch all season long. Looking through the field right now, just looking through the I ratings, and I do believe, doing a quick bit of math, the average I rating in the field is roughly 2,500. There are only 3 drivers below 1,000 I rating in the field. Most of the field 2,000 or more, including Chase Johnson in the lead with 36.64 and Superman Luke Turpin 24.23. Jackson Lewis is an astounding 55.89. So literally some of the best on iRacing are in this field. Alex Crapser currently in 6th. Alex Greats in 7th. Jorge Bustos in 8th. Mason Foster 9th. Richard Holiday back in 10th. And it looks like the majority of the field has settled down substantially here. Everybody trying to keep in line, trying to pick up a big draft pack and work their way back toward the front. They know they still have 60 more laps to go before they'll even have to pit again unless the caution comes out. Fingers crossed that we do not see a caution tonight. Sean Andrews is starting to march his way forward again. He is now back up to 13th, second in line in that pack. That pack led by Ryan Henderson right now, currently in 12th. Trying to work their way up, and look at this. Brandon Varney not content to sit in line. He is trying to make something happen on the high side. Looks like he might be about to get a little bit of help. As the 04 of Tyler Jalbert has hopped up to the high line. Oh, we have a car way out of shape. Try and get an angle and see who that was. I believe that is a lapped car in the pack. That was Rodney German, currently scored in second place in this bigger pack in the 69. Nice car. As the sun goes down, the lights are starting to come up. Take a quick look. Track temperature has not changed. Air temperature has not changed. Looks like the weather for tonight is set, so the track should stay pretty consistent. Jackson Lewis leading that group around. They're currently 5.1 second behind Luke Turpin in that 3-car pack, but this pack with 7 cars will catch up very quickly. And oh, holy cow! The 04 of Tyler Jalbert drifts, and look at this at the back of the pack. They're 3 and 4 wide down the back straightaway. These guys are going to have a hard time catching up, but they are starting to get racy here. Brandon Varney trying to make his way forward. Sean Andrews up there leading that group. And look at this. Some of these guys are going all the way to the apron or all the way to the wall, trying to get as much momentum or advantage as is possible. The 78 of TJ DeBlasi leading on the high side. He is currently scored in 33rd. Looks like about 2 laps down, just acting as a drafting partner for some of these drivers. Looking for any chance he can get to try and get back in the mix. Meanwhile, this pack, led by Jackson Lewis, has closed down to 4.7 seconds on Superman. Luke Turpin just ahead. All right, something new for everybody tonight. XCAL sponsored a blimp, so we get a blimp view tonight. Brought to you by XCAL Racing. Don't forget to go to XCALRacing.com. Check out the XCAL website. Get all your Whale PD and XCAL gear you could ever want. They have some awesome stuff. If you watch some of the streams, my in-car streams, you've seen me wearing an XCAL massive Whale PD tank top. They have shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, all sorts of anything you can imagine. They have it at the XCAL Racing web shop. Plus, while you're at XCALRacing.com, you can go to the sponsor website, get your sponsorship, get in on the sponsorship, get on the broadcast, and get exposure for your business. Down the back straightaway, this big pack in the middle of the field continues to battle it out. They were single file for a while, trying to pick up as much of the group as they could. Jackson Lewis, though, he is keeping his group single file. They are gaining. Luke Turpin just ahead in, currently being scored in 4th place, but now Jackson Lewis's group now 4.4 seconds ahead. Alex Krapser is running 6th. Alex Greats in 7th. Alex Greats' first XCAL race, if he continues like he is going to be an amazing one. Mason Foster currently running in 8th. He was leading early on. Connection issues sent him back to 30th. Has managed to make his way back to 8th. Jorge Bustos, another newcomer, here in 9th. And Richard Holiday in 10th. Kendrick Cryer also in that group in 11th. Then the next group back led by Ryan Henderson in 12th. And this is the big group that continues to battle it out non-stop. They were 4 wide on the back straightaway a couple of laps ago. They are not done racing by a long shot. They're not even halfway. They're racing like it's the last lap. Thanks to XCAL Racing and the XCAL Racing web shop for sponsoring and bringing on board the blimp for tonight. Down the back straightaway, this group goes again. Chase Johnson has given up the lead. He's going to go to pit road. About when we expected it, he did not get the caution he was hoping for. Will this pay off long term? It is hard to say, but if this thing stays green, there is always that possibility. Rodney German now mixed up in that group. There he is in the purple 69 car. Nice. He is currently in the lead. Chase Johnson scored in 2nd. But now Chase Johnson, as the field comes around, he was a couple of laps ahead. He is starting to lose position. Rodney German last stopped on lap 47. He should need to pit in about the next 5 laps. Then Jackson Lewis. No, I stand corrected. Jonathan Bergeron is currently running in second. He's got Luke Turpin right behind him. Bergeron will assume the lead. He pitted on lap 77, about 8 laps before everybody else. Another one running an interesting fuel strategy here tonight. We have seen a variety of tire and fuel strategies, pit strategies in the past, and oh, I do not know what is going on with the 04 of Tyler Gilbert, but every time he gets in the shot, he kicks the back end around. He might just be showing off for the cameras. Let's see if the 04 does anything this time by. Gilbert holding on to that car as sideways as it has been. He's dropping back down to the low line. Looks like on his pit stop, he took 4 tires and fuel, as did a lot of the pack. So I don't believe it's a tire issue. Looks like down on the bottom, he seems to hold on to the car okay, but up top, wow, that car gets out of shape quickly. The leader stuck in the middle of this big pack. It will get a little bit interesting when he comes to pit road. Expect him on pit road in the next 2 laps. And it looks like once Rodney German comes to pit road, Jonathan Bergeron will take the lead. He will not have to pit till lap 1. Rodney German has come to pit road. Jonathan Bergeron will be leading here before long, and he will be leading for his first time ever in XCAL competition. Jonathan Bergeron comes across the line. He takes the lead for the first time in XCAL competition. Luke Turpin now in second. Jonathan Bergeron stopped 8 laps before the rest of the field. It has definitely paid off. He is out here getting some laps led now. Jackson Lewis now in third. Alex Krapser in fourth. Alex Grates in fifth. These two, the Alexes, seem to be the dominant drivers tonight. Krapser started in 30th, up to 4th. Alex Grates started in 37th and is up to 5th. Mason Foster in 6th. Jorge Bustos 7th. Richard Holiday in 8th. Kendrick Cryer in 9th. And look at this, his triumphant return to XCAL competition. Brandon Varney is back in the top 10. How long that'll last, these drivers really getting excited up here. Aiden McConaughey in the 71 has his Helenar Racing teammate of Alex Helenar right there with him in 11th, up on the high side. And look who's back up in the group. It is the 23 car. That is Sean Andrews. We are just a few laps from the halfway point. I'm really surprised by the aggression we are seeing in this bigger pack. And a quick update on this group led by Jackson Lewis. They are 3rd through about 8th place right now. They had been as far back as 6 seconds behind second place Luke Turpin They are now 1.5 seconds back and closing. Jonathan Bergeron has dropped to pit road. Luke Turpin all alone has taken the lead. And Superman takes the lead for the first time this year. But that is a place Luke Turpin is used to being. The 2021 XCAL champion back to the lead. It is a place he knows very, very well. Now with the single car out front, no drafting help, Jackson Lewis's group is closing very quickly. 0.6 of a second, they are almost in range that they are getting a draft off of Turpin. But Turpin is starting to gain on some lapped cars. He is actually gaining a little bit of speed now. And here comes Jackson Lewis. Will he fall in behind or will he pull his group around Luke Turpin and go for the lead here? Down the back straightaway they go. Jackson Lewis jumps to the high side. They're going to try and take the lead. They fall back in line though. They had a ton of head. They had a big run of momentum but could not make it work yet. Now the lead pack about 8 cars deep. 7 cars deep. Kendrick Cryer back in 8th is 3.94 seconds back now. Luke Turpin staying on the bottom. Jackson Lewis starting to look to the high side. Crapser is with him. That entire line looks like they're going to go to the high side. They probably know that they should put Luke Turpin behind them as quickly as possible. Jackson Lewis scored as the leader that time by. First race of the season, several of the rookies have led. Several of the veterans have led as well. Now, here we are, lap 140, halfway through. Let's go through the field. Jackson Lewis currently scored in the lead after starting in 13th. Superman Luke Turpin currently battling for the lead. He started back in 23rd. Alex Grates, we've talked about him quite a bit here recently. He started back in 37th and is now up into 3rd. Crapser, leading the JNS Racing Consortium, started in 30th and is now up into 4th. Mason Foster, another JNS Racing Consortium car, currently in 5th. Jorge Bustos, another XCAL rookie, having a great run here tonight. He started in 29th. He is in 6th. And Richard Holiday in that Top Gear inspired car, he is currently running in 7th. Kendrick Cryer currently running in 8th after starting in 19th. Ryan Henderson now scored in 9th, leading that group. He has lost some positions since early on in the race. Alex Hallinar currently running in 10th. Brandon C. Varney in his triumphant return to XCAL Racing. Sean Andrews currently being scored in 8th now. Battling up front, Aiden McConaughey. with these draft packs, the places are not, they're changing every single lap. So Aiden currently scored in 10th. Tyler Batchelder in 11th. And look at this. I told you to watch this car, the 25 of Jim Johnson. He is currently in 12th. Austin Edwards, the all-time most season wins last season. Austin Edwards currently in 13th. Blake Wynn now up into 14th, battling with Daniel Miller. Daniel Miller started in 34th, and Jim Johnson started back in 40th as this pack continues to sort itself out. Stephen Rex currently scored in 17th. Joe Campbell, the leader of the GNS Racing Consortium, he is currently in 18th. Kyle Bartles running in 19th now. Kenny Tripp also in the mix in the 36. He is in 19th now. John Brancaccio. Jose Godino back there currently being scored in 25th. Excuse me, scoring going a little wonky here. 26 is Pat Sullivan. Alex Gangler currently in 27th. Robert Colgan, 28th right now. And I would be remiss if we didn't take another look at Gangler's car, because I just realized it is corny. Albie Hewen started 39th. He is up to 28th now. Edmund Jones, who started back in 33rd, now up to 29th. Jeff Edgar currently running in 30th. TJ DeBlasi in 32nd, battling with Art Hendren. Good to see Art having a still in the fight, really. Rafael Simpruch currently scored in 34th. Chase Johnson, after that late pit stop, currently in 35th. And Rodney German currently being scored in 36. It looks like we might have some drivers out of the race. PDJ Zeller coming off pit road in 37th. That Through the Field brought to you by HTSAI, and you can check out all of our social media links, everything else at htsai.net. Don't forget to go check it out. It is currently being redesigned by 3 Wide Designs of New York, and we'll have some awesome information, and it will continue to grow as we do. So make sure you share everything with your friends. Also, while you're there, you'll find a link to the XCAL Racing website, xcalracing.com. While you're there, go check out the new and improved Higgins, the XCAL Superfan Spotter Pack. Lots of new stuff added to that, and I believe some references to our champion from 2021, Superman Luke Turpin. Also, don't forget to check out Sim Racer Hub. You can find all sorts of information about iRacing in general. You can get a lot of information about your favorite leagues, scoring, timing, fastest laps, and everything else, all of it at Sim Racer Hub. And don't forget to check out, while you're at the XCAL Racing website, don't forget to check out the XCAL Patreon. In the near future, during the broadcast, the biggest Patreons of the week will get a shout out in the broadcast. You want to be a part of that. And the J&S Racing team's got a lot of fans in the booth tonight. Or in the stands, excuse me. If you're in the booth, get out. I want to be up here alone. Jackson Lewis still holding the lead. That front group, once they caught Luke Turpin, went around him and have stayed single file, but that group is getting bigger. Mason Foster now in 4th, Luke Turpin in 5th. Jorge Bustos now in 6th, Richard Holiday in 7th, and Kendrick Cryer in 8th. The lead group, a 7-car pack. The view from Richard Holiday's car as they go around. And the 17 of Alex Grates has taken the lead for the first time tonight. Started in 37th place, now leading the race, and they're closing in on a group of lap cars just ahead. Lap 155 of 280. And as we mentioned earlier on, a lot of these rookie drivers have likely never been in a race this long. They are going to start wearing out. It will start to show before too much longer. The XCAL veterans, though, as Jackson Lewis has come to pit road. A bit of a surprise to see Jackson on pit road this early. I do believe he's about 10 laps earlier than expected. Alex Grates and Alex Crapser nose to tail around the track. Crapser has teammate Mason Foster right behind him. J&S Racing currently has 2nd and 3rd place. Edwards High Performance has the lead. Down the back straightaway they go, and that group behind them, or rather that group just ahead of them, obviously battling it out a little bit much. Instead of staying single file, Edmund Jones currently on the tail end of the lead lap as the lead pack is gaining on him. But that is his teammate right behind him. Could we see some team tactics as these cars come around to lap that pack just ahead? And as we come around, it will be lap 160, leaving us 120 laps to go. We'll take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because you'll not miss a single moment of the action.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we are back live. Alex Great still has the lead. Crapser in second. Foster in third. Luke Turpin in fourth. Holiday in fifth. Alex Hallinar currently being scored in sixth place. Hallinar Racing coming out tonight to show a little bit of speed. Problems late in the season for them last season, but looks like they have come out to win. Wow! Sean Andrews has a little bobble off of turn two. Manages to get the car righted, but that looked a little worrisome there for a minute. And it looks like the J&S teammates have come to pit road. Crapser and Mason Foster both hit pit road. As the next round of green flag pit stops underway, no surprise here. Luke Turpin stays out as Alex Grates goes to pit road. Luke Turpin, the king of saving fuel here in XCAL. Richard Holiday is on pit road. The second big pack comes by. Nobody gets on pit road this time. Luke Turpin looks like he is going to drive it down onto pit road. Lap 165, starting to see all the green flag stops. Alex Hallinar is coming to pit road. And Sean Andrews takes the lead for the first time tonight. Sean started back in 32nd, now in the lead. Some of these drivers should be able to make it as much as 4 to 5 more laps. Oh, we've got a wreck in the middle of 3 and 4 as drivers start to come to pit road. Caution is out for the first time. The 23 gets down on the apron. It looks like the 131 was trying to get down there as well. They touch. The 131 goes up the track and brings out the caution. Ryan Henderson looked like he tried to come down, just bumps into the 23, goes up, several cars collected, and a lot of great avoidance. Joe Campbell drops all the way down by the wall, manages to save it. And the question just became, how many drivers got caught on pit road? How many got caught behind the 8-ball? How many of them just lost the chance for the win? And would you look at this? Brandon Varney is scored as the leader as he comes to pit road. In his XCAL return, I don't know if he was scored as leading a lap. I don't think he was. Sean Andrews made a quick decision to stay out. He has the lead. Kenny Tripp also stays out. He now is in second. We've got a lot of drivers on pit road. First caution at lap 167. The caution comes out at lap 165. What a shocker that far into the race. But we knew under green flag pit stops we could see some chaos. Definitely not something you normally see on a green flag stop like that. What a turn of events. Waiting for everybody to cycle through pit stops, see where they are. Several cars will get waved back onto the lead lap, but how many cars will be scored on the lead lap once it's all said and done? Sean Andrews currently in the lead. Kenny Tripp scored in second. Sean Andrews is coming down pit road. Everybody who has not pitted is coming. Blake Wynn currently scored in third. He has been to pit road. Steven Rex is scored fourth. We'll wait for scoring to update once all pit stops are completed. Looking to see where Brandon Varney comes off pit road as well. Looks like he still has to come to pit road. He went down pit road earlier, I thought. But he is coming back down. Jose Godino currently being scored in second place. Blake Wynn currently being scored with the lead. Both drivers have been to pit road. Waiting to see how everything shakes out here though, as a lot of drivers were caught on pit road, might be at the tail end of the lead lap, might get waved around the pace car. Kenny Tripp now being scored in fourth, and Superman Luke Turpin in third. Blake Wynn is now coming to pit road. Jose Godino is being shown the leader right now. Great run for Jose tonight. Still a lot of cars on pit road, a lot of cars sorting themselves out. They get the 1 to green, cars being waved by. They might delay this restart for a lap or two, allowing everybody to sort themselves out. It looked like we might go green to checkers without a caution tonight. That is not to be the case, but it did shake up the running order, and it is going to make things very, very interesting once we get going again. The lights are back on the pace car. They are going to allow everybody to get sorted back out into line and get everybody right where they belong. Sean Andrews was involved in that. He got hit in the left or in the right rear quarter panel. Does not appear to have any damage to that car. Trying to get a different angle on it. Does not look like that car took any damage. As they're it looked like they were trying to stack back up for a moment. Everybody getting sorted out here. And it does look like the lights are out on the pace car. So Jose Godino and Kenny Tripp have the front row. Kyle Bartles and Tyler Batchelder on the second row. Sean Andrews in 5th. Blake Wynn in 6th. Daniel Miller in 7th. Brandon Varney in 8th. Alex Gangler in 9th. And Luke Turpin in 10th. Looks like everybody is getting sorted out. Looks like there is still some confusion in the mid-pack. The top 4 are nose to tail, and 5th place on back is mixed up in the field with lap cars, and different situations could make this a very, very interesting restart. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away at lap 171. Just over 100 laps left to go. Kyle Bartles in the 88 drops down to the bottom. Kenny Tripp gets hung out up on the high side. Out of turn 2. So far, so good. Everybody keeping it going. Looks like Rafael Simpruch pulled over down to the apron. Back up front, Jose Godino still in the lead. And he is going to lead his first green flag lap this year. Jose started in 15th, now in the lead. Kenny Tripp in 2nd, started 12th. Kyle Bartles in 3rd, started 17th. Tyler Batchelder in 4th, Blake Wynn in 5th. Brandon Varney in 6th after starting in 28th. Daniel Miller in 7th, started 34th. Alex Gangler Alex currently in 7th after starting 27th. Pat Sullivan in 8th. Luke Turpin in 9th. Stephen Rex in 10th. Kyle Bartles going for the lead off of turn 4. He will lead for the first time tonight. Down the back straightaway, a lot of two wide racing, a mix of lead lap and lap down cars in this pack. Brandon Varney currently running in 6th. He is way back behind this pack. Up front, though, Kyle Bartles has the lead as we hop up to the XCAL blimp and watch the overhead view of this battle. Kyle Bartles has a lap car just ahead. A couple of them. That could come into play as well here. Lap car jumps up to the high side, to making it 3 wide through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. That is the 262 up on the high side. Daniel Miller currently in 20th. Oh, Daniel has a little wobble off the turn, almost gets the wall. Everybody behind getting a bit evasive. Everybody's coming out okay on this one. Oh, it gets really sketchy there. Don't forget to check out XCALRacing.com, and while you're there, make sure you thank them for the blimp. A lot of cars moving around, a whole bunch, a lot of drivers just topping off on fuel under caution. Looks like about 20th on back started taking tires, but a lot of the front runners, no tires, fuel only. Or right side tires only, like Jose Godino. Kenny Tripp and Kyle Bartles looks like they took fuel only. Brandon Varney has made his way up to 5th. He is navigating all that lap traffic. Currently seeing 15 cars currently being scored on the lead lap. I stand corrected. 10 cars on the lead lap. Joe Campbell is the first car, 1 lap down in 11th. A 100 laps left to go. Will we see exhaustion start to set in with some of the rookies out here? Rafael Semprug got stuck up on the high side. He had a problem under caution. Now here he is up on the high side like we saw others do a few moments ago, trying to let the leaders get by and not lose too much ground. Semprug currently in 35th. Kyle Bartles continues to lead. Looks like Edmund Jones may have had a problem. Oh, a wreck. They managed to correct several cars, and several cars down off the track, including Brandon Varney. What a heartbreak for Varney, who is still being scored back in 9th, but has lost a lot of ground. He was battling his way up through the field. Kyle Bartles still being scored in the lead, but now he's got some cars at the tail end of the lead lap right in front of him, hoping for a caution so they can get back around and compete for a win here. That is the 4 of Jackson Lewis, currently in 19th. Leading that group around, followed by the 94. Robert Colgan. Robert currently scored in 27th place. From here, every driver will only have to stop one more time for fuel. Now, knowing that they have less than 100 laps, fuel strategy does become the name of the game. And Kyle Bartles definitely has to be a little bit worried being stuck in all this lap traffic. Jose Godino in second, sitting right on the back bumper. Kenny Tripp in third. Batchelder currently in fourth. All of them have lap cars all around. Blake Wynn currently running in fifth. Pat Sullivan back in sixth. The field really spread out. They're going to have to do something to get any opportunity to pick up positions. Superman Luke Turpin currently running in eighth. Steven Rex in ninth. Turpin in seventh. Rex in eighth. Varney in ninth. But it has to be Varney has to have really mixed emotions right now. He was running further up after that incident. He has dropped back into ninth. However, he has still picked up 19 spots during the race. And Alex Hallinar, currently scored in 12th, has got to be really happy with the run he is having here tonight. Did not run the full season last season, and some of the races he was in didn't even finish. Now he is up contending for a top 10 spot. Uh-oh, Marty Zakawa just got home. Will Marty join us in the booth? That is the question. Kyle Bartles still holding the lead, but what a mix it is up at the front. Jose Godino currently in second. Alex Gangler is another one we haven't talked about a whole lot. Currently running in ninth place after starting back in 27th. Although the paint job is a little corny, he is making his way forward here tonight. Brandon Varney up to 8th. Luke Turpin in 7th. Aiden McConaughey back in 11th place. Alex Greats in 14th right now. Alex, another newcomer, started 37th, has made his way forward quite well. Jim Johnson up to 15th after starting 40th. Don't count him out yet. If he gets the opportunity, he'll come to the front. Eve, there was one caution at lap 165. Under green flag pit stops. It was looking like we might see our first ever race with, our first ever XCAL race rather, with no cautions, then under green flag pit stops. We got one. Have definitely had a few close calls here tonight. Blake Wynn being led by Alex Crapser. Alex not on the lead lap at the moment. but that group is starting to gain on the leaders. Alex way down on the apron right now, currently scored in 22nd. J&S Racing conglomeration definitely got caught by that caution, and it has put them behind, looking for an opportunity to move their way back toward the front. If another caution comes out, this mix of lead lap cars and lap cars could change dramatically. We have seen this happen before last season where they got all mixed up after a interestingly timed caution, let's put it that way, and having a mix of lead lap cars and lap down cars together. One race, I believe at Southern National, we got down to 3 drivers on the lead lap and then a couple of cautions, and they ended up with a bunch of cars, as many as 15, back on the lead lap. Could we see something like that or something more here tonight before it's all said and done? And don't forget, everybody has to make one more fuel stop. And it looks like Austin Edwards is making his now. It is a little, well, he is right on the cusp, but he can make it from here. Also looks like Austin Edwards is coming to pit road alone. And as they come around to start lap 200, Kyle Bartles in the lead. He's got cars all around him trying to get back to the lead lap. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
folks, we are back just past lap 200, just under 80 laps to go. Only one caution all night. The field is extremely mixed up right now. Kyle Bartles, though, in the lead. Jose Godino in second. Kenny Tripp is third. Tyler Batchelder is fourth. And Blake Wynn is in fifth. Pat Sullivan being scored in sixth. Brandon Varney in seventh. Luke Turpin eighth. John Brancaccio ninth. And Alex Gangler in 10th. A mix of cars in the lead group that are on the lead lap, and a lot of cars trying to get back to the lead lap. Kyle Bartles is not pushing the issue right now. He is just trying to stay in line, stay out of trouble. He'll let these cars go if another caution comes out. Pit stops have begun. Everybody can go the distance from here. Austin Edwards was the first on pit road. Looks like Daniel Miller and Sean Andrews have also been to pit road. And Thanos up in the spotters booth saying spotting isn't as fun as racing, but he can drink more. When Thanos is drinking, do we have to worry about all the non-JNS cars getting snapped out of existence? Just curious. The 19 car up on the high side, not a lead lap car. Coming back down the front straightaway in across the start-finish line as pit stops continue. Blake Wynn was following Alex Crapser. That small group with the lead group battling side by side has managed to pull back up into the lead lap, and he's got his teammate Mason Foster just ahead. Mason currently scored in 15th. 2 laps down, being caught during the caution. The 23 making his way, Sean Andrews coming off pit road. That's pretty funny, Gerald. And look at Hallinar. Looks like he's having a little problem right in front of Mason. Sorry, that was Aiden McConaughey. Having a little problem right in front of Mason. Looks like the handling is starting to go. He did take right sides only about 40 laps ago. John Brancaccio and PDJ Zeller both on pit road. The big question at this point with 70 laps to go and a final pit stop to make is Marty going to join us in the booth tonight? Looks like Kenny Tripp has come to pit road now. The first of the lead lap cars to come to pit road. John Brancaccio is coming back off of pit road now as Kenny Tripp hits his pit box. Pit strategy could be the key here tonight. Trying to watch some of these pit stop links. It looks like John Brancaccio only took right side tires. Petey is off pit road. Looks like he has taken 4. And Jose Godino drops down. He gives up second place. He's coming to pit road. And what a great comeback tour it has been tonight for Brandon Varney. If he continues on this trend, currently being scored in 6th, he's looking at a top 5 finish. It does look like Brandon Varney's sensitivity training has paid off here tonight. It looks like Kyle Bartles, knowing that a bunch of the drivers have come to pit road, he is actually giving a little bit more room now to the lead lap cars, to the cars trying to get back to the lead lap rather. Could this be a setup, him getting ready to go to pit road? Tyler Batchelder right behind him in second, also giving a lot of room. Blake Wynn currently in 3rd. Patrick Sullivan in 4th. Brandon Varney now being scored in 5th place. Most of the lead lap cars pitted between lap 165 and 170. Actually, most of the cars in the field pitted right in that window. They can all make it to about lap 245 to 250, but at lap 200, everybody knew they could go the distance from there. Austin Edwards was the first one on pit road during this pit stop cycle, the final set of pit stops. Some of these guys likely to be a little bit more conservative, knowing that last time during green flag stops, that is what brought out the lone caution here tonight. Mason Foster, who led early on, now back in 17th. But he has Alex Krapser, his teammate, right there with him. Mason started on the pole. He managed to have connection issues, had to drop to the back, then worked his way all the way back up through pit strategy and a really fast race car. He had gotten himself back up in the top 5, went to pit road early with the rest of his J&S team, and ended up getting caught by that caution. Him and Alex Krapser were up in the top 5. Both of them now 16th and 17th. There are 2 of the drivers that might try something here to try and make up some time. Could we see a few drivers try and stretch the fuel, hoping for a caution, hoping for an opportunity? And I mentioned it in the pre-race. Jim Johnson is one of those drivers extremely good at draft pack racing. Started in 40th, now up to 11th place. And what a mess this lead pack is right now. Aiden McConaughey currently scored in 10th in this pack, but he is actually a lap down to caution is out. looking to see what the incident could have been. Did not get an alert, did not see anything on track, but we have the second caution of the night. This will change everything. Those drivers that have been to pit road already, they just lost any chance of a win. Jonathan Bergeron, looks like something involving him, but I see if we can find anything on the replay. Backing up the replay, it looks like there was some sort of incident down the back straightaway. As all the lead lap drivers are now on pit road, most of the field that has not been to the pits will come down this time. Tyler Batchelder, Patrick Sullivan, Luke Turpin, Blake Wynn, Kyle Bartles, Alex Gangler, and Brandon Varney, the top 7 on pit road. Alex Hallinar leads this pack around. Expect Hallinar and group to come to pit road. They do. Luke Turpin is off pit road. Luke Turpin has had the fastest pit stop so far this time. This will be the final stop for every driver in the field. Luke Turpin being scored with the lead. Blake Wynn in second. And would you look at that? Brandon Varney currently scored in third. Kyle Bartles in fourth. Luke Turpin scored in the lead, but way behind this group of cars. If they have already pitted, then they will be waved around the pace car. Superman back to the lead at lap 221. A lot of drivers going to pit road. Brandon Varney on pit road. And cars being waved around the pace truck, getting a lap back here by virtue of being at the tail end of the lead lap. And lined up between the pace car and the leader. And that is going to put Luke Turpin and Kyle Bartles side by side. Alex Gangler in third, Tyler Batchelder in fourth. Pat Sullivan currently being scored in 5th. Pud is back out on track as well. Alex Greats currently being scored in 6th place. Blake Wynn in 7th. Brandon Varney in 8th. Joe Campbell has made his way back up to 9th now. Don't forget to tune in next week. They will be at USA in Florida, and that promises to be one heck of an exciting race. The last race at USA last season finished with the 2nd place car with his right side tires up on the wall, trying to take the pass for the win. It does not get much closer than the finishes in XCAL. Looks like the lights are out on the pace car. As they come down the back straightaway, everybody getting lined up. Joe Campbell currently being scored as the first car, 1 lap down in 9th. 8 cars on the lead lap. And Superman Luke Turpin in the lead. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air there, down and away. And Kyle Bartles gets the better restart. Can Luke Turpin reclaim the lead? Yes, he does, as they dive off into turn 1. Tyler Batchelder now up to 2nd. Looks like Bartles might have missed a shift, because when they hit turn 1, he really checked up. Everybody had to check up behind him. Patrick Sullivan now up into 5th. Alex Gangler currently in 3rd. He has worked his way through this field all night long after starting in 27th. But Luke Turpin and Tyler Batchelder already starting to open up a little bit of a gap as they battle behind. Gangler and Bartles side by side. Pug goes off on the back straightaway. Turpin and Batchelder, a familiar sight. These two battling it out. Alex Gangler in 3rd, manages to clear Kyle Bartles. They start to settle in single file at the front. Gangler trying to catch the leaders. He's got Joe Campbell, the first car, 1 lap down, right on his bumper, helping push. Pat Sullivan back in 5th. Alex Greats in 6th. Brandon Varney in his return in 8th place after starting 28th. He is on the lead lap, and what a story it would be if he could pull off the win here tonight. Joe Campbell, the first car, 1 lap down in 9th, and Alex Crapser, his J&S teammate, has made his way back to 10th. Jim Johnson now in 11th. Jackson Lewis, who was up contending early on in the race, now back in 12th. Alex Hallinar currently running 13th. Aiden McConaughey in 14th. Rodney German has come back to 15th now. Several drivers starting to fight their way forward again. But with 50 laps to go and 8 cars on the lead lap, this might come down to an 8-car battle. Can anybody stop Superman? And a little bit of chaos on the back straightaway. Several cars hopping down to the apron. And speaking of stopping Superman, Rodney German is currently scored 2 laps down. But look at this run up on the high side. He is trying to get one of those laps back the old-fashioned way, and he might just pull it off. He has got a massive run up there on the high side all alone. Luke Turpin still has the lead. Tyler Batchelder in second. Gangler right there with him in third. And I cannot believe the run by Rodney German. He is even with the second place car. He might actually be able to get a run and get around Luke Turpin here. And now he's got some help coming on the high side. Let's see who that is up ahead. That is Jorge Bustos, another rookie. Another XCAL rookie making his way forward. He's got help from the 4 of Jackson Lewis. The outside line starting to come alive late in the race. Looks like Jorge is trying to make a move down to the bottom. He gets down there. Now Jackson Lewis is going to help. Pushing Rodney German forward. Alex Grates has come to pit road after an amazing run. I had no idea what happened to him, but he had worked his way up a bunch only to come to pit road late in the race. Currently scored in 22nd. So he started in 37th and had been up and led some earlier in the race. Tyler Batchelder all over the back bumper of Luke Turpin. Gangler in third. Several lap cars between him and the 2 leaders. Kyle Bartles right there with him on his back bumper. Brandon Varney up on the high side. He is going to go for 3rd place here. Oh, they touch in the middle of 1 and 2. Just barely. It was just a little kiss on the door. It's 3 wide right in front of Varney as some of the lap cars in this mix are getting 3 wide, trying to get anything they can. That is the 36 of Kenny Tripp up on the high side. Varney trying to find a way up to the front to battle for the lead. He starts looking like he might drop low under Joe Campbell. Per XCAL rules, you can drop below the apron, but nobody is obligated to let you back up on track. It's a gutsy move to try and make a pass down at the bottom. Luke Turpin in the lead. Rodney German really impressing here. He made his way all the way to the front single-handedly. Now he's getting some help. Now he's stuck in the middle 3 wide. As Jackson Lewis is trying to unlap himself up top. They are 3 wide at the front, but only the car on the bottom is a lead lap car. 40 laps to go. These guys are getting a little bit crazy up here. I guarantee you, Luke Turpin is a little bit worried right now. Rodney German gets a big run down the back straightaway. Is he going to be able to clear Luke Turpin and get in front of him? Every one of these guys is battling for a position. It's just a matter of what position. But they're 3 wide at the front, and if anything goes wrong, the whole field is behind him. Rodney German gets into him. They're 4 wide in the middle of 1 and 2. How did they save that? I do not know how everybody saved that, but what a great save by everybody involved. Rodney German was in that mix. Jackson was in that mix. A whole slew of cars that just managed to bounce off of each other and managed to straighten each other out, and they are still fighting. Luke Turpin likely just breathed a big sigh of relief. Less than 40 laps to go. They're racing like it's the last one. Everybody can go the distance from here on fuel. There will be no more pit stops for anybody. It comes down to what you have is what you got. Yeah, we are loving this too. What a race we have with all these lap cars in the mix with the leaders. Pistol Pud is back on pit road. Nothing but problems for that young man here tonight. Hopefully he can recover and come back in the next race. We'll probably need oxygen for USA, to be honest, the way this racing is looking. Jackson Lewis manages to get by Luke Turpin. He is now back on the lead lap, albeit at the tail end. With the racing from the lap cars going on around the leader here, I promise you Luke Turpin is not enjoying this right now. Ryan Henderson has come to pit road. You saw Pistol Pud coming off pit road a moment ago. The field starting to break up just a little bit as chaos has happened. Tyler Batchelder in second, staying right on Luke Turpin's back bumper. Brandon Varney in third, a little bit further back. He backed off after that incident with the lap cars at the front. Pat Sullivan currently in fourth. Has Jose Godino pushing him forward. Kyle Bartles in fifth, a couple cars back from him. Alex Gangler currently running in sixth place. Blake Wynn back there in seventh. Jackson Lewis tail end of the lead lap right in front of the leader in eighth. Joe Campbell in ninth, just behind the leader. And Jim Johnson currently running in 10th at the back of the field. At the back of the lead pack, rather. What a mix. The timing of the two cautions tonight have really shaken up the field here. And it looks like it might get a little chaotic up front again. Obviously, Luke Turpin and Tyler Batchelder, not the situation they want to be in with all these lap cars around them fighting. You see the cars here, led by Rodney German in the 69 car. The 96 of Mason Foster up on the high side as well. These guys are battling it out. These 8 cars are right in front of leader Luke Turpin. And look at this, Brandon Varney. Brandon Varney up on the high side is going for the lead. Is he going to make it 3 wide through here? He can't find a hole. Varney was briefly in second and looking for a way past, but a lap car in the way is blocking his progress. Varney suspended the last half of last season due to issues at Michigan. Had to go to XCAL Rehab and get sensitivity training. Has made his way up to third after starting back in 28th place. Mason Foster ducks down. He comes to pit road. And now Brandon Varney is up here battling for the lead. What a comeback story this could be. We are going to take our final commercial break, but don't go anywhere. You'll still be able to watch the battle.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling. All
right, we are back, and there is no other way to put it. Brandon Varney is in the lead in the middle, and he is actually fighting his way through all these lap cars, trying to get clear of traffic. He's got just over 25 laps to go here. And I promise you, you want to be following us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all the things. You can find all those links at htsai.net. There's the website at the bottom. Also, XCALRacing.com. You're going to want to be following this because in addition to other broadcasts this week on Facebook and Twitch and other season openers, I am sure that this, if Brandon Varney pulls off the win, I am sure it is going to be a huge discussion this week. Brandon Varney has 26 laps to go. He has put a gap between him and Luke Turpin. Several cars between him. He has mixed his way in with a bunch of lap down cars and fought his way forward. Oh, we've got a lap car dropping low. He is going to pit road. Varney has a slot open on the bottom. Will he take it? Does not look like he is going to try and go to the bottom. He's going to stay up high, follow the 55, and see if he can... Oh! Jackson gets turned sideways. Rodney gets way loose trying to get out of him. Varney stuck him on the top 3 wide. Varney now manages to clear. Rodney German falls in behind. Tyler Batchelder managed to get by up to second. Now Batchelder there on the bottom right behind Varney. Luke Turpin dropped to third. He is several spots back. Gave himself some breathing room. Varney gets a little bit above a bump out of PDJ Zeller. There'll be 23 laps to go. They're racing like it's the last lap. Here comes Tyler Batchelder on the bottom. Batchelder leads. Oh, there's a big wreck right in front of the leader's caution. And Luke Turpin was caught in it. Looks like Alex Krapser was involved. There was cars wrecking in front of him. Let's see if we can get some other angles on this one. Wow. Luke Turpin as he runs up on this incident. Looks like it started with PDJ Zeller. Let's see. See if we can find PD's car. And see what happened here. And, the 55 just tried to come up. Several cars get Luke Turpin. Last season's champion gets collected, and chaos ensues. It looks like Kyle Bartles got caught in this as well. Some of the top contenders in this race get caught. Several of them managed to stop. Albie Hewins looks like he might have gotten caught in this as well. That was Albie in the 55. But throughout the chaos, somehow, Brandon Varney drove through it. Tyler Batchelder was down low, managed to avoid it with ease. Brandon Varney just had to drive through the whole thing. Looking at the right side, it does not look like he caught a lick of damage. I hope Varney wore the brown pants today, because that one was definitely a bit worrisome, happening right in front of him. This should also put Joe Campbell back to the lead lap. Possibly Jim Johnson as well. We'll have to wait and see how things shake out, but third caution of the night, and holy cow, it happens right in front of the leaders. This is Alex Krapser. Let's find Petey again. Now look, the blue and yellow car up on the high side. That was the leader, Brandon C. Varney, at the time. Albie just gets bumped and turns right, and Varney barely makes it through. Luke Turpin does not make it through. He was running third at the time. Tyler Batchelder manages to slip by for the lead, but wow. Brandon Varney has got to be extremely happy that he at least made it through that. And I guarantee you, Luke Turpin not happy. He was in the battle, in contention for the win. Luke Turpin currently being scored in 6th place, but he has heavy damage on the right side of that car. See if we can get another angle on Turpin. Hopefully, as he comes through 3 and 4, the cameraman can catch a shot of the outside of his car. No significant damage. He managed to get the binders on. The front end looks okay. The right side door looks like it took a little bit of damage, but he might be okay. Lights are out on the pace truck as everybody starts to stack up. Less than 20 to go. At 10 laps to go, if the caution comes out per XCAL rules, there will be no wave arounds. At 5 laps to go, they will not throw the caution. Aaron Hillebush will hop on the mic and tell all the drivers, green, green, green. No more cautions. They will finish the race under green. Who will it be? Will it be Batchelder or will it be Varney? Gangler is still in the mix in 3rd. Kyle Bartles in 4th. Luke Turpin and Blake Wynn 5th and 6th. Joe Campbell now in 7th, and Jim Johnson up to 8th. Aiden McConaughey in 9th and Pat Sullivan in 10th. Ten cars could still pull this off. Can Brandon Varney make the... They just turned the lights back on the pace car. It'll be one more lap to green. And as wild as that was, folks, hold your breath. It's likely to get worse. Brandon Varney saved there, and his comeback tonight is the stuff of legend. Will he seal that legend with the win here tonight? Or can Batchelder get the win from the bottom? Or can one of the new drivers in the top 10 make a run up through the field and pull off a win here tonight? Can Luke Turpin, with a slightly damaged right side, come forward? Can Superman get his first win of the season after getting the championship last season? In less than 20 laps, we'll know, and we'll probably all be out of breath. I might need some of that Black Rifle coffee before it's all said and done. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air. They're gone. Drag race down into turn 1. Brandon Varney has loved that high line all night long. He has been making stuff happen. Same with Kyle Bartles, who is right on his back bumper. Tyler Batchelder gets a little bit out ahead. A slight blink out of Gangler. Down the back straightaway, Mason Foster goes way off track, saves it. Pud is way off track, stays low. They are side by side, leaning on each other. Down the front straightaway, it's a drag race again. Varney scored in the lead at the line. Every one of these cars at the front are still in contention. Luke Turpin looks low. Is he going to try and make it 3 wide down the back straightaway? No, he doesn't. Bartles looks low. Varney to the bottom. Brandon Varney drops to the bottom and will reclaim the lead with 15 to go. Bartles looking high. Varney trying to block the entire track. Out of turn 2, Varney still has the lead, and Turpin is now up in contention. Oh, we've got a wreck on the back straightaway. Cars in the wall, no caution. Everybody saves it. Bartles up on the high side trying to go for the lead, but Turpin is now third in line on the bottom. A lap car, Jorge Bustos, second in line up top, pushing the 88 of Kyle Bartles. Brandon Varney still has the lead, but Bartles is starting to make his way forward. Ten cars still in contention for the win. Drop in the comments. Let's see your guesses. Who's going to win here tonight? "13 laps to go." Varney gets the run on the bottom through the turn, but Bartles has the advantage off the turn down the back straightaway. Batchelder helping push Bartles forward, or push Varney forward. And they get really close, trying to get any advantage, any side draft they can get here. Still 10 cars in contention and a lot of drivers up here in this mix looking to help their teammates out, even if they're not on the lead lap. Varney in the lead, and he is clearing Kyle Bartles this time through 3 and 4. $11 to go. What in the world? Tyler Batchelder just tried to make the pass in the grass. It didn't work out, and not having the draft help from behind has put Varney back a little bit. Through 3 and 4, down the front straightaway. It'll be 10 to go at the line. No more wave arounds. If the caution comes out, the cars on the lead lap will be the only ones that remain on the lead lap. Nobody will get a wave around from here. Varney has the advantage, and look at the push. Batchelder gives him down into 3. Batchelder trying to clear Bartles, see if he can do something with the leader. Oh, we've got 1 vote for Joe Campbell coming through this field. Joe up to 7th now. 3 people saying Joe Campbell is going to come forward. Joe, right there in the 63 car, currently in 7th. A lot of lap cars between him and the leaders, but a lot of time left. Varney has the lead, a little bit of a gap on Bartles, trying to keep Batchelder behind him. Back through 1 and 2. Bartles looked like he lost a lot of momentum into turn 1, but suddenly picked it back up with a push from behind. Drag race down the back straightaway again. Brandon Varney, if he pulls off the win, will definitely owe part of that to Batchelder, giving him those amazing pushes and bump drafts down the back straightaway. Turpin on the bottom in third, or the third car in the bottom. Everybody staying sorted out for the moment. No aggressive moves yet, but it is coming. Robert Colgan has had an incident. No caution right now. 6 laps to go. Next time by, green, green, green. There will be no more cautions. Still 10 cars in contention, but a couple of them further back, like Jim Johnson and Pat Sullivan, probably not going to have a chance here. Varney in the lead. Batchelder about to clear Bartles on the high side. Leto, that is hilarious. And a lap car drops down to the bottom and lets Joe Campbell slide by. Jumps back up in track. That is Rodney German getting out of the way so the leaders can battle. 4 to go now. They are still side by side, and now starting to get a little racy further back. Joe Campbell down on the bottom. Alex Gangler up top in the corn car. They're trying to make it 3. Oh, there's a big wreck in the front. There will be no caution. Most of the leaders are caught up in it, but Varney is clear. Blake Wynn makes it through. Joe Campbell makes it through. Aiden McConaughey. Gangler makes it through. 4 cars left in contention. Brandon Varney, Blake Wynn, Joe Campbell, Aiden McConaughey. And now Joe Campbell makes his move up on the high side. Will the front straightaway be clear when they come around? It is, and here comes Joe on the high side with 2 to go. Brandon Varney has the lead, but Joe Campbell is going for it. Blake Wynn giving a massive push down the front straightaway to Brandon Varney, but Joe Campbell has Aiden McConaughey pushing him to the lead. Varney fighting back on the bottom. This might come down to a drag race. It's going to be a white flag at the line. White flag is in the air. 4 drivers still in this. Joe to the front. Joe drops down to the bottom, blocks Varney. Oh, there's a car in the wall. Aiden McConaughey manages to avoid it. Chaos out of turn 2. It is now McConaughey versus Campbell. Joe Campbell has the lead going through 3 and 4. He only has to hold McConaughey off for another half a lap. Out of turn 4, McConaughey looks for a line, doesn't have it. Everybody in the comments called it. Joe Campbell wins the season opener. What happened on the last lap? Trying to see if we can find some of what happened there. There is the previous wreck on the front straightaway. Batchelder in the wall. All the top contenders. I don't even know if we have a replay of the last lap incident. There we go. It looks like it was Jose Godino slow. Joe Campbell catches him, spins him around. Joe Campbell gets damage in the incident, never lifts. Aiden McConaughey tries twice to make a move for the lead, can't do anything with him. Joe Campbell gets the first win of the season for J&S Racing. Joe Campbell getting a well-deserved celebration. Aiden McConaughey second, Alex Gangler in third. We're going to try and get interviews with the top 3 in just a moment. First, I have to catch my breath on that one. Wow. And it looks like Alex Gangler is ready. Let's get a word with him. Hey, Alex, this is Doug in the booth. You got me? How was that last lap, buddy? Well, it looked like a slow car was stuck in turn 2, and when the leaders came around, one of them clipped them, and a bit of chaos happened, and you managed to get through safely. Well, man, you definitely had one heck of a save through that wreck. We watched that one a moment ago again, and it's got to be great coming into the season. You started 27th and managed to come home third tonight. Oh, man, you definitely paid off tonight. Congratulate any team or sponsors you'd like to thank.
also thank More Polish Pottery. Wasn't on the card tonight, but they helped me out a lot last season as well.
Well, man, it has paid off. It was a great off season, obviously, and you come home in third tonight. Congratulations.
All right, hopefully see you some more.
I hope so, buddy. All right, let's see if we can get a word with second place Aiden McConaughey.
He kind of went below the line.
Aiden. Hey, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, first off, congratulations and nice save.
Thank you.
That was a wild last lap. It looked like you tried to do something with Joe there for a moment, but just had nothing for him.
No, I mean, basically, once that awkward incident happened in turn one, I didn't have anything for him.
Well, man, it's still, you have to be happy with a second place finish to start the season, especially given how that last 5 laps went.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was working with Joe for probably the last 30 to 50 laps there. I couldn't be happier for anybody else to win. He did a fantastic job. We were working together really well. And yeah, I was expecting it to be crazy, but I don't think I can say I was expecting that.
I don't think anybody expected that, man. Congratulations, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm still trying to process that last 5 laps. Any team or sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Hal and our racing team. Hal, he's always been really kind to me, always being willing to give me shots, and yeah, I just got to thank him for putting me in a good car, getting me in a good spot for that race, and yeah.
Well, man, congratulations. Congratulations on surviving the last 5 laps and coming home in second place.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's talk to our winner. Hey, Joe, this is Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir, buddy.
Hey, aren't you an AI? Do I need to kick you?
No, not tonight, buddy. Tonight it's me.
Man, tonight was definitely all you. That last few laps, I honestly, after the 20 came up on the track and you hit him, I thought your chance of winning was over, but you just never let up. You saved the car and you managed to hold Aiden off that last half lap.
Yeah, man, I don't know what that was about with the 20, but I got to give Aiden a huge thanks, man. That kid pushed me, stayed with me, never made it 3 wide to chance anything, huge thanks to him. And second of all, huge thanks to Danielle and both Jerry. They were both in my ears all night long, giving me all the info I needed to make this happen. Wouldn't have happened without them two in my ears. Oh, man, just so happy.
I gotta say, man, the JNS racing team really came out tonight with Mason starting up front and you guys led a lot of laps as a team tonight.
I wasn't aware that we had that many laps led. I know Mason, started off good. Sean and Ryan were running real good till things went south with them. I don't know how I managed to miss everything, and saving fuel helped. I was able to pull off, have a little bit of extra time with my pit stops, so that was a huge thing there too.
Man, I just do not know how you drove through that last. The wreck with about 2 to go. You managed to sneak through that one, and then you managed to sneak through after the 20 car. Managed to keep your foot in the throttle, and managed to come home with a well-deserved win. And the JNS teams definitely showed up tonight. I just don't know what else to say, but congratulations, man. Any team sponsors, anybody else you'd like to thank?
Yes, sir. I'd like to start off with GP Land and Brown Resources Group for keeping my car out there every race. They're always there to help. Them guys are awesome. Also like to throw out, Tennifer Gin, Jeff Young. They've been a huge part of our team since last year. Again, on board this year. Again, Flaming Karma Paint Shop. They do all of our paint schemes, do an amazing job with them. Can't thank them enough. And, that obviously but for anybody that doesn't know, that's Gerald Poole at Flaming Karma Paint Shop. Excellent guy. If you ever need any work done, reach out to him. One of the best in the business.
Definitely, man. Congratulations tonight. Congratulations on the win. JNS definitely was talked about at the end of last season. You guys were going to have a great team, and it's obviously already showing.
Thank you, sir. And I don't want to leave all the drivers out. I thank them too. I couldn't do it without the whole team. Every driver, we're all the same. We're all same level, and a lot of teamwork goes into this, and I owe it all to all of them. A lot of names to list. I know I'll miss one or two. So, J&S drivers, you all know who you are. Thank you guys very much. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate you all.
Well, man, congratulations. Go celebrate with the team, and great job tonight, buddy.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you also for all your broadcasting work, Doug. Very much appreciated, bud.
My pleasure, man. Enjoy the celebration. You definitely earned it tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Joe Campbell, obviously extremely happy. First win of the season goes to J&S Racing. Joe Campbell pulls off the miracle finish. Man, that 165 laps before the first caution comes out. It was an epic battle all night long. A lot of back and forth, a lot of give and take until we came down to 20 to go. And then it was all take. 3 laps to go, a caution or a wreck on the front straightaway. Several of the top cars involved in it. It comes down to a 4-car battle on the last lap out of turn 2. A slow car on the track. Joe Campbell has nowhere to go. Manages to keep his foot in it, saves the car, holds Aiden McConaughey off, and comes in with the win, the first win of the season. And holy cow, what we have to look forward to. Next week, we are at USA, and that promises to be an even crazier race. Last time we were there, the finish was a side-by-side photo finish. The second place car finished driving on the outside wall, right side tires on the outside wall as they tried to fight to the finish line. It was an amazing race and a lot more to look forward to in the coming season. You don't want to go anywhere. Make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can find all the links at htsai.net. You can find out more about XCAL Racing and how to sponsor and support the league at xcalracing.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did, because that was a lot of fun tonight. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.